Hey guys, it's Liam here from TCG, and we're bringing you a kind of relaxed little video here. We're gonna have a talk about a lot about some certain things that have been pondering on my mind. Also, hi. I feel like we kind of dropped the first video without kind of a proper introduction as to what this channel is and what we're trying to do and what you can really expect from us. So this little video plus this little talk that we'll be having, we'll get to that later, it's just kind of serve those functions just so we know what we're here for, what we're going to do, and what you can kind of expect in the future. So for the time being, we are looking to do about 2 videos a week, one on Monday, one on Friday, with a podcast and a weekend stream on the Saturday or Sunday depending on availability, although we'll be trying to keep it consistently on the Saturday. Oh dear, oh dear, oh, oh, it didn't pop it in time. I bet, I can guarantee you that someone's gonna ping me in a minute just saying, you had heal. Dear, dear, dear. That's fine. So, we're here just to do a little bit of that. We can't promise a consistent schedule because we have different, schoolwork, uni work, employment, and so realistically there are only like set times that we can have the time to record. We do record a bunch of batches, so the Monday video you might have seen the Destiny 2 playthrough that we're doing. That is got us stocked up for the next couple of weeks, so you should expect that on the Monday for the next couple of weeks. But the reason we want to keep it 2 videos for now is just that right now that's a lot easier for us to manage, a lot easier to kind of keep a semi-consistent upload schedule kind of going. And hopefully if we ever do get more time and have more time available to us, we can start uploading more. But for the time being, that's just how it's going to be. Obviously right now YouTube is not going to be a full-time thing for us, so we're not going to look to go full throttle until, you know, it starts showing that maybe it is. But for now, this is just more of like a hobby, a mini. We just want to bring you guys some gameplay, various games, and kind of just give our opinions. We are the 2 cynical gamers after all. We wouldn't be that if we weren't constantly ranting and raving about whatever game took our fancy. Ooh, yikes, that was close. Ooh, let's give it on. I think Tarek should be able to get that. Come on, Tarek. Gas, come on, baby. Come on. No, 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 you bastard. No, I'm screwed as well. He's gonna get teleporter jumped. Ah, dear, dear, dear. Well, two deaths in already is not. It's not good. I think we should just play it safe and just kind of just farm around the lane. Might be the better option there. So yeah, so Monday's going to be the Destiny 2 video for quite a while, and the rest of the Friday video will be honestly just a variety of whatever we have available. We have we play a lot of different games, from like MOBAs to fighting games to like hack and slashes. There are tons of things that we play, so we kind of want the Friday videos just to be kind of a mix up, a little just bish bash of all the stuff that we play. So it'll probably be a different video. There might be a bit of consistency, but we can just expect realistically for us to just play a bunch of different games because that's the kind of people are. We don't really want to kind of stick to ourselves to like one specific game, because if the series ends up getting dull, it's not fun for the viewers, and also we don't want to kind of burn ourselves out on one game and make it more of a chore to play. It doesn't come across as a as good when it comes to actually recording. But now to the main topic, and what I want to have to talk about is Yasuo players. Now, this is a mixture between, these are all my opinions, and please take this with a gigantic grain of salt. But when I talk about Yasuo players, they're a special kind of people. They're a special breed of individuals, and geez, where do I begin? I guess it all kind of sparked up. I was playing a ranked game, and I haven't played ranked. I've been playing League for about since season 3, and season 8 was the first time I decided, you know what, I think I'll give ranked a go. And so I went on it, and then there was a Yasuo player. Well, I say Yasuo player. He wanted to play Yasuo, so he said, standard like, oh, okay, just freaking you guys pre-pick Yasuo, and so I can play him. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever, no problem. Problem is that he got banned by the enemy team, which was a smart decision because let's just face it. Ooh, he should be dead. He should be dead. Yep, he's dead. Super mistake. He got banned by the enemy team, and Yasuo is either going to be banned or he's going to be picked. There's never going to be a game where he's not banned, and he doesn't get picked, because there's just, I think the large majority of League players probably have played Yasuo at some point, and if there was ever a top main of characters, I'd probably say Yasuo is probably the top one. But he didn't get Yasuo, and I think from the beginning of the game he was clearly tilted about the fact that he did not get Yasuo, because he ended up playing Twisted Fate throughout the entire game. If there were shaky parts where we weren't doing so well, they looked like they could make a comeback or they were going to win the game, and he was clearly getting salty, blaming, I think it was me at the time for my top laner, where the only reason the top lane was doing so well is because he had ganked bottom and gotten triple kills. You know, he wasn't winning against me, so he decided to gank other lanes to get kills, which is the smart thing to do. So, but he didn't see it that way, and he was more aggravated by the fact that he kept dying, and clearly Twisted Fate wasn't as confident as Twisted Fate as he would have been with, say, one of his other characters, probably his Yasuo, but that's how it is. We ended up winning the game in the end, which was a pleasant surprise, but it was just more of like, it felt kind of dragged on, purely down to the fact that we had to kind of deal with him all day, and that's why I feel like, I don't know, Yasuo players out of all players just seem to be, I'm not gonna say it's all of them, definitely not all of them, but it feels like they tend to be the most salty, the most angry, and I don't know what it is, if it's the character or if it's the, maybe it's just the kind of person who decides that I want to play Yasuo, that it kind of just envelops a sort of play style. Like, he's very similar to Yi in the regard. Like, Yasuo and Yi are two prime examples of League's a kind of game where it's like one person can win you the game, but one person can also lose you the game. Where a fed Yi could 1v5 the enemy team entirely, no sweat. You'd have to press a few buttons, just manage his cooldowns correctly, boom, they're all dead. But if your ADC in your game got completely wrecked in lane and was going 0-6, and it's a result of their enemy laner, their mid laner, their assassin, or their ADC in question getting those kills because of that, well then there's no real chance of you ever coming back, because your ADC is one of your most prime sources of damage, and if they're not strong enough because they have failed to get like the kills they need, well then that's just a problem. Ooh. Well, that was lucky, actually. Shit. Alright, let's get out of here before Aurelia catches up to us. No. Come on, Tarek, you gotta start doing something, buddy. That's it. Well done. Good job. And here comes Akram to clean my place. That's good. That was a good guy. Oh, never mind. Oh, he just executed himself. Shit. Well, that worked out better than expected. But I mean, that's just the simplistic fact of it. It's just, I feel like he was just getting angry over no reason, and I feel like maybe it could be the fact that Yasuo players, or people, Yasuo is the kind of character that can, yeah, same as she, can 1v5 carry if they're good. There are definitely some bad Yasuos out there, and I'm not saying that Yasuo is like one of those like easy to, oh, any idiot can pick this character up and do well with it. No, that's Annie, and I ain't gonna even argue that. But Yasuo is one of those ridiculously overtuned characters, but he does still have some element of a learning curve where you could still be bad with him and completely fuck up. And then, so that's why I'm not too upset as opposed to compared to other characters, but it's still a problem. It's still an underlying problem, not with the character itself. I feel the character, I know how to deal with a Yasuo, but it's the player. It's the player behind the character that causes me the concern. And that's where the issue comes up. I don't understand what it is. It's like one of those characters like Yi where, you know, you could, if you were good, win the game entirely by yourself. And so maybe it's that seat is what you want. You want that kind of character where you can win clearly. Ooh. Oh, good job, Talia. Good job. Yeah, so you want that character that you can win by yourself and just kind of so by the end of the game you can clearly say that yes, I have won this game. It was me because I have 20 of the kills and I killed the entire team by myself. Maybe is that what maybe that's what they're seeking. They're looking for that kind of like I am the god player, because League is dominated by one player. Always it comes down to one or two people who have done well in the lane, and that will be the sole reason why you win. There's no team effort is a stretch. The rest of the players are meat shields to protect the people that actually matter. It's one of the greatest strengths and one of the greatest weaknesses of League, I think, is like League is going to be like, well, only one player can make the difference. Like, who needs 4 people when you have one person who did really good? But on the same side, it's like, you also do get a measure of individual skill, because if you did well, it's probably because you have played pretty well. If you're bottom lane, if you've got a good support, that comes into a different factor. But top lane, mid lane, it comes to 1v1s, and there is no other like game that really kind of pits you against a team-based game, but it's determined on the success that you can 1v1 someone, which is really the dynamic. That's where the heavy drive of the competitive aspect of League of Legends comes into. But then I feel like Yasuo players, there's just, I've never seen any group of people gravitate more to a character and have that kind of mentality more than Yasuo players. I mean, you don't see people rushing and pushing over people and flaming when they don't get, I say, their Katarina or something. There are definitely people who get upset if they don't get their character. They say, can you, like, they want to play Katarina, or they want to play like a mid laner, and then they don't get it, and then they get upset. Fair enough, everyone has their individual main. But Yasuo players seem, out of all, seem to be the prime, like the prime suspects that actually kind of like, out of all other champions, they seem to be the most common that you'd encounter. Oh, if we could actually... Just, nah. If we land that stun, that would have been a definite kill. Definite kill. But maybe you guys know Yasuo players? Anyone that plays him, or maybe you yourself play them. Like, I have definitely played him before, and when he first came out, and the appeal was apparent. Like, you're a guy who could do pretty amazing shit. You could just wreck people and just carry games in the back. But I tend to stray away from those sorts of characters, not because, like, you know, I have a stigma. I like to play these characters that it's very hard to put into words, but I don't want to be that kind of character where I can press a couple of buttons and just get a bunch of kills. I want to kind of like just kind of work on other aspects, and having a character which can just overscale into the late game and just like two-shot people it's not fun for me. There's no fight, and that's why I probably gravitated more to top lane with tanky bruisers, where there's a bit of a good fight in the trade. Like, determinants of a top lane victory is who can just outplay the other, as opposed to who can just jump on and nuke the other one. So it probably appeals to my playstyle. Doesn't mean like the other playstyles are wrong, by no means. Like, if you play Yasuo and you're good as Yasuo, then props to you. But then you could tell me, then, is that maybe, if you listen to what I've said, like, these sorts of things where you don't get your character, or this kind of feeling you get when you play Yasuo that you are, like, the sole carry. And maybe you've experienced that, or you've played against someone who has also experienced that. Ooh. Can we actually... No. Let's just get out of here. Let's just play it safe. Well, but that's I mean that's just the quandary. I feel like Yasuo players, if you're out there and you want to tell me exactly like what your perspective into playing it, and I think this applies not to just Yasuo, but Yasuo seems the most prominent one. Like I've seen this with. It always comes down to like the new characters, but that's a different factor. Yi players, like these characters that can just go in and kind of just turn the fight all by themselves without need for the help. They seem to have a sort of personality of the person who plays that character. So I feel like it's less of a problem with the character itself. It's just more of the person that actually chooses to play those sorts of characters. But I could be entirely wrong. As I say, this is just my personal experience, and if you've had different experience, then it could be completely. I could be completely on the other side of the thing, or maybe it's just like the matches that I've played. So, Bob, just tell me what you know from the comment section. What you feel like. Have you counted these sorts of players, or do you know people who kind of put this on this different perspective and just kind of like, no, you know, it's just, or is it just the character itself? Is it these sorts of characters that can bring out these 1v5 like a single carry, hyper carry champions that don't necessarily need the kills in lane to get ahead? They just need to get their items and then they're good as gold. Are these characters the ones that draw out these sorts of people, or is it just more of like it's just happens to be that Yasuo is the perfect character for all these types of people to gravitate towards because the samurai-ness or the flashiness of his moves or anything that appeals to them? I find it interesting, and I hope you guys can give me some perspective. But until then, this has just been a quick little chill video, little talks. We might do a few of these more often. There are definitely a lot of aspects of League. I've been playing for a long time, and there are a lot of definitely different things that I find concerning or worth discussing, I would say. So if you have got any points or anything that you'd like me to talk about my experiences about the game, then feel free to just drop a comment or drop it in the inbox, and I'll be sure to perhaps get round to it. But until then, this has just been a little video just telling you guys what to expect from us. Realistically, like, we're gonna try and keep these videos to two videos a week, but again, I can't promise, but we will definitely try. So if you like what you see, if you want to see two guys just talk about video games from realistically the casual perspective, because a lot of you guys are just like playing these games for fun, and I feel like it's nice to get a less competitive aspect from these games and just look at this like, are you going to get your fun out of these? And also gives us the great opportunity to just rant on a lot of things that we don't like, and ooh, do we have a lot of things we don't like. So if you like what you see and you want to stick around, then please feel free to subscribe, or don't. It's completely your choice. But if you do, then we hope that you enjoy the rest of the content that we have to come. So for now, I'm Liam from PCG, and I'll see you next time.